Hi guys, sorry the last video just kind of cut me off. So we're just going to go ahead and finish up question 20 on this video here. Great, so last time, in the last video, we had found the length and the width. So back up here a little bit. So what we were planning on doing is writing the length and the width in our formula here, length times width. Right, so we're going to take the length, which is x plus 6 in parentheses, multiply by that width we found, which is 3x plus 6 in parentheses. Right now, keep in mind we're trying to find the side length x. We're trying to solve for x, so I have to multiply this out, factor, and solve for x. So I'm going to multiply this blue part out. I'm going to write my Punnett squares. I have x plus 6 along the top, 3x plus 6 along the side there. And I'm going to fill in each of these boxes. So 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 6 is 18x. 6 times x, 6x. 6 times 6 is a positive 36. Now I'm going to take each of these 4 boxes here and just write them all out horizontally. So I have 3x squared plus 18x plus 6x plus 36. Now remember though, we have this equal to 231, that's our area. I'm going to write equal to 231 here. And also I'm going to combine my x terms, so everything else will stay the same. So I still have 231 is equal to 3x squared. Now 18x plus 6x is plus 24x. And lastly, that's plus 36. And now in order to factor and solve for x, this needs to be equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 231 on both sides, so it will be equal to 0. So minus 231 minus 231, those will end up being 0. They cancel, which is equal to 3x squared plus 24x. And then 36 minus 231. If I go over here and plug this in our calculator, 36 minus 231, enter negative 195. So back over here, negative 195. Now, since this is equal to 0, I can factor this. And when there's a number in front, we always want to check to see if there's a GCF. So 3, the factors are 1 and 3. So I'm going to see if I can divide all these numbers by 3 and get a nice even number. Okay? So I'm going to divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. 0 equals 1x squared. 24 divided by 3 is a positive 8x. Looking good so far. Negative 195 divided by 3. 1 in our calculator, 195 divided by 3. And it's 65. So 3 is our GCF. Let's finish writing that out. So minus, since it's still minus there, 65. Since that's our GCF, I need to write it out here. I forgot to do. Equals 0 equals 3, which is our GCF, and then that those parentheses there. Now we can factor this and solve for x. So I'm going to factor right over here. I'm going to set up my Punnett squares. I'll use green. Alright. So if our factor, I fill out the inside. X squared, which comes from right here. The minus 65 goes in this bottom corner. And I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 65 and add to a positive 8. So 65 you look up the factors of 65, and I notice on mine that 5 and 13 are factors of 65. So 5 and 13. So if I multiply these, one of them has to be negative, one has to be positive. We want a positive 8, so I'll make the larger number positive, the smaller number negative. So if I add those, it gives me the positive 8 that I'm looking for. And then if I multiply them, it gives me negative 65, which is cutting off there. There we go. So those are the numbers we want here. So a negative 5x and a positive 13x. Now I can fill out the outside. So x and x. Up here I'm looking to make 13x. Have the x. Up here I need 13. Over here, negative 5x. The x is up here. I'm missing times negative 5. So our factors are x plus 13, x minus 5. Okay, so to solve for x, I'm going to set each of these equal to 0 and solve. So over here, put some space right here. I'll do the first one, which is x plus 13 equals 0. If I solve for x, actually I'm going to do this over here. All over the place, but it's getting cut off. So x plus 13 equals 0. I subtract 13 on both sides. The x is equal to negative 13. And I'm going to do the same thing for our x minus 5 factor. So x minus 5 equals 0. Add 5 to both sides. Okay, x is equal to a positive 5. Now, this problem has to do with length, and we cannot have negative lengths. So that means we cannot have x is negative 13, and our answer would then be x is equal to 5, and we are in inches. X is equal to 5 inches. Alright guys, make sure you show this review to your teacher, and then you may take the KC4 test.